If it ain't NFL jock, just turn that shit off.
Yo, we back with another one, man. This World War Thinking Podcast, Stories Behind the Craft. Today I got a special guest for y'all, somebody that, if you know, somebody that I'm always posting, somebody that keep me accountable, somebody that, we had a fire episode everybody love. And like I said before, if you're a part of the community on YouTube, the link is on there, so go tap in. Man, this guy right here has a lot of growth since the last time we sat down. He's a veteran on this podcast, so if you've been tuned in since the beginning, you definitely seen him before, but I ain't gonna make it too long. Shout out to him though, for real. We're gonna bring it in home for sure. So without further ado, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Yo, Trey Truth Podcast in here, man. Also Trey Patrick, Trey the promoter, whatever you know me as. Yeah. Ain't too much to say, man. If they know, they know.
I think you should put sophisticated guy in there too, because I think a lot of people are surprised about how you are now, especially if they know you from the beginning, they know how you was, but now it's like you really putting people on game and really giving out gems for real.
For sure. I mean, it's kind of necessary. I was closed off for the longest, so I feel like it's time to be able to teach people, help people, and then just try to grow with them.
Definitely. I feel like, going through this process, when you first texted me, it was like, I want to talk to you. I'm like, what Trey want to talk about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you want to talk about? Not in a bad way, but it's like, when Trey call you or he text you, he say he got something to talk to you about, you better be prepared for whatever it is. So when he told me he wanted to start the podcast, it was just like a breath of fresh air. Somebody who's very honest. I think he put something fresh into the game, especially in Florida's history. So what was that initial thought for you, like, I want to do this for real?
I felt like because I was helping people behind the scenes so much, and I was going through a lot, throughout the years with me being closed off, I felt like if I could help out people that's closest to me, I probably can help out people that don't even know me. So I reached out to you just so I can get more details and the mechanics behind it, because you can't really just walk up to a mic and just talk. You got to actually know what to say, what to do, how to construct it, how to edit, all that stuff I didn't know. I just know how to talk to people. And I figured if I can help 10, 20 people, why not try to help 100, 1,000 people? So that's just my vision behind it.
Definitely. I feel like once you tapped in and you really locked in, I feel like you just went all in. Same like me, like just pushing it forward and really doing it. So what was like that first that first feeling of the first episode for you? Face your fears of like getting in front of that camera for real, because you only did it one time with me, but this was like, okay, this is my brand. This is something I really want to do. What was that first feeling like?
It was crazy, bro. Like I tell people all the time, the story behind that is just like I had a whole piece of paper with everything I was going to say. I was going to put it to the side, look at it. And then I got it and I was like, man, like I can't do this. Like I'm too authentic to just be reading a script. I don't want people to think like I'm studying this shit. Like everything I say come off the heart, off the mind. So it was kind of crazy. It was only an hour session, but like I talked about so much.
Definitely.
And I ain't think I had that in me until it came down to it. So once that first episode got through, I was just like, man, I can really do this shit. So
I feel like you spoke about a lot of stuff, but also too, you gave a lot of game.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't give game because they always try to hold it back. What made you want to help people and give people free game and, speak the truth about your life?
I feel like because I really never had a mentor growing up. So like I ain't never had nobody give me game, teach me stuff, shit. Like it's a lot of things that I don't know how to do. And if I know it, I feel like I could teach other people, whether it be males or females. It's just the mindset thing behind it. So like me not having a mentor kind of shifted my gears, because whenever some people don't have that guidance in their life, they can really go on U-turns, or they can take a whole left and their life can be different. So instead of gatekeeping and being, basically a thief to knowledge, it's like, come on, bro, you might as well just give out while you can, because I got an expiration date. Everything that I hold in with me, that shit going with me. nobody gonna be able to be like, oh, Trey was thinking this before he, you know what I mean? So I'd rather give out that game now and possibly change somebody's life rather than just hold it in and keep changing myself, because that ain't gonna make the world better.
Definitely. So you're on your 10th episode, right?
I just dropped my 9th episode, but I did like a sub episode. So basically like a 20-minute coaching motivational session.
Right.
But my 10th episode dropping this Wednesday though, for sure.
Yeah, so you're on your 10th episode.
Mm-hmm.
What is the growth from episode 1 to episode 10? Because I've been watching all episodes.
Mm-hmm. For sure,
and,
appreciate that.
you know, we definitely going to talk about my favorite episode, because all the episodes are great. Don't get me wrong. Every episode has their, you know, their own identity to it.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the growth for you? Like, what's some of the growing pains, the lessons you learned throughout this process as far as, like, doing the podcast? Because I feel like every podcaster has their own journey and their own obstacles, you know, throughout the process. So what's some of the lessons you learned throughout this process?
I feel like I learned more about myself just because I'm in a room. 9 times I'm in a room by myself recording. So it's like certain things, since I don't have a script and I just say everything off of my thought, I pick a topic and just talk. It's like you start to dig deep and hit areas that you thought you never hit before. That's why I like teaching people, because it's like you start to think about things that you went through and how you can articulate it to relate to other people. So like I be hitting certain topics, I be like, damn, I ain't never talked about this before. So like when people hear this, they're going to look at me and be like, what the fuck, when he went through this? So I feel like throughout this journey so far, I'm just learning a lot about myself. And like from the beginning, like, you know, people just support, but now it's like people I don't even know be commenting and be like, damn, this made my day. Like, damn, I'm gonna do this and change my life. Like, and then the subscribers going up. Like I started out with, I think I had 50 subscribers. Now I'm at 230. Like, that's big. You feel me? And like people comment and reach out and follow and be like, man, you really helped me. Like I go back to your page to grow, and like that shit makes me better. It makes my heart bigger. You know what I mean? So it's just me growing within myself.
Definitely. So let's backtrack a little bit. I want to talk about that episode 3. Something that, you know, I listened to all the podcasts from 1 to 3 at that time when you had those 3 pods out. And I was on a road trip. Listen, I'm like, let me tap into my boy stuff. Let me see what he's talking about. So I listened to all 3. And for episode 3, you talked about a lot of stuff that a lot of people didn't know you was going through. Yeah. You basically gave us a beginning to now, like beginning to the present episode. And a lot of those things, you know, a lot of people are going through, especially myself, when you said you didn't want to get into other people's way, even if your family and friends was asking you stuff, you couldn't really find a way to express it, or you had to just figure out ways and keep yourself busy through your depression when you had family members that passed away. So what made you really want to open up and break down your life? Because you kind of gave me the motivation to kind of get back to doing that, because I was doing that in the beginning. So what made you really want to tap into who you are and what are you doing?
I feel like it's kind of different, because when you're in a position where you speaking to people that don't know you or people that may know you, if they never seen you open up, they'll probably think you're just talking for clicks and views. Like a lot of people that know me truly know what I've been through, but a lot of people don't know that because I never spoke. Like you know me before all this. Like I was just a laid back dude. Like I did what I did and I hung around who I hung around, but they didn't know anything, not even my family. So I had thought to myself, I was like, man, it's cool. Like everybody like the buzz and they like the message, but like they could just think like, oh, this is just another brother talking. And I don't want that for myself. I want people to actually know what I've been through, which allows me to speak now. So it was kind of like, I remember I was asking one of my friends, I was just like, bro, like, it'll make sense if I tell my story and people actually see where I'm coming from. And they actually want to support me, not just because I'm talking about stuff that everybody go through, but because I've been through it. Like, I'm not a therapist. Like, I didn't go to school for psychology. I didn't do things or get the education to where I'm having the knowledge just to speak on it. Like, I've actually been through this shit. It's not like, oh yeah, he went to school. Like, he know right from wrong and everything. No, I actually been through this shit. So I just felt like in order for me to actually get on the platform and talk to people that I don't even know, or even people that I do know, I have to tell my story. Because I feel like everybody's story deserves to be heard, whether it's mine, yours, or somebody that we don't even know. Your story can impact people that you don't know or people that you do know. Because now, once you get on the platform and talk, they'll be like, damn, I went through that too. Like, and I want to handle it the same way you did, because before I couldn't get over that hurdle. So I felt like I just need to tell my story, bro. Like, it was a lot, and I was nervous about this shit, but it's like, it was just like, fresh air once it was over with. Like once I was done recording, I was just like, I'm proud of myself, because some shit like that you just don't share because you don't know how people gonna react to it.
Or people, because now we live in a world where everybody has an opinion, or everybody gonna judge you, or everybody ain't gonna feel how you feel, or they gonna be like, he probably just doing this for clout. Everybody just got their own thought process of how they go through stuff. So after that process, did it make it easier for you to kind of like touch on more stuff? Throughout that process, what was going through your head after like you got the reaction of people actually coming to you and saying, hey, that helped me. Oh, hey, I can use this to help my kids, or, family members hitting you up saying, damn, I really didn't know you was going through all this. How did that make you feel?
I feel like it made me feel whole, because it's like you carry, like my episode I got coming up, I talk about it a lot. Like a lot of us in this world, we carry weight of other people. That's why we feel like we just so heavy. Like, right. And I feel like me getting my own issues off of my shoulders, it kind of lifted me up, so I felt less heavy. I still deal with other people's problems. That's just the person I am. I got a big heart, and I'm learning how to say no and like learning how to avoid different things. But like once I got to that pedestal and I opened up and people started reaching out, it just was like, all right, yeah, I can explain this to you. Now it's like I'm not hiding nothing no more. Like I accept vulnerability. At first I was running away from it because it's like it's scary. Because once I first came out, I'm gonna be real with you, I thought like my people would be like I thought they'd be mad, but like they understood it. You know what I mean? That meant the world to me, because the whole time I'm thinking like whenever I do say what I have to say, they can either be mad or they can just be like try to like cling to me and try to like show sympathy when it's too late.
Yeah.
So it was just like, bro, like I said, it was fresh air, bro. Like, and I appreciate everybody that reached out and checked in with me, and even my family. Like now they more attentive, and like now they looking at the younger kids and trying to make sure that they okay, because I was quiet so long and the kids are quiet now. So now they being more attentive and paying attention to the little things. So it was like a full effect, domino effect.
Definitely. So let's go even further with it. One thing I think you do good at is bringing out analogies. Your analogies and your comparisons, how you put together certain storylines. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest things, I don't know if it was episode 4 or 5, you was basically explaining about planes, mm-hmm. and how some people can't go with you. So give us a little backstory about that, when you was talking about how people can't go to certain places you go and do the things you do, or some people can't fly first class. Mm-hmm. So talk about a little bit about that.
I mean, like, honestly, bro, you got to kind of think of, like, I think of everything in a capacity sense.
Right.
So, like, for instance, a building has a capacity. Everybody want to be in a building, though. Everybody can't fit in the building. Everybody want to ride with you. A car got a capacity, 5 people. Like, I look at everything as capacity, because everybody can't make it to the top with you. We see it with the favorite rappers that we like, the favorite celebrities. All them people they knew when they was in their childhood, they not with them now. And if they are, it's probably 1 or 2 people. So it's not like it's not as the sense of cutting people off, but it's more like certain people gonna reach that level with you. Like, it's actually levels to this life shit. Like, some people like to be comfortable where they at. Like, some people get a little money and get comfortable. Like, I don't want to get comfortable with a lot of money. Like, I mean, a little money. I want a lot of money, and I want a lot of success for myself. That way, anybody behind me, like my kids, my family, they well taken care of. So with planes, it's more like, I look at it like this: like, you can have a one-way, or you can have a layover, or you can have connected flights. I like a one-way. I like to get where I need to be at. I don't like taking stops and waiting for other people to get on and then other people to get off. If you with me, you with me. Like, I'm not here for the whole, I got to stop, let you rest, because all you're doing is slowing me down.
Correct.
I don't want to be slowed down by nobody. So it's just more of a analogy and a metaphor like that, because at the end of the day, I got to get somewhere. I waited for people my whole life. I'm not doing that shit no more. I sat back, I let everybody shine while I suffered in silence. I'm not doing that no more. So in order for me to be great, I had to make sacrifices, and those sacrifices was people. And the less people you have, the less stops you have. Definitely. So that's just how it is, bro. So I look at everything as a capacity sense. So
how are you able to decipher between, like, basically getting away from certain things, like bad relationships, bad friendships, bad family ships? That's what I call it, because we all trying to, get somewhere, whether mm-hmm. it's in our careers, whether it's in our hobbies, whether it's just in life in general. We all trying to reach a certain plateau in our journey that we see that fit for us. So for you, and what you're trying to do, how do you like basically discern like, hey, I'm gonna get away from this, or I'm gonna stay away from this, or I'm gonna say no to this? Because I feel like no matter how people say or how people flip it, we all have a way of like, okay, I'm trying to get away from this, but I don't know how to, or we don't know how to say no in a sense. So how do you go about deciphering now that you're, choosing yourself, choosing your peace? How do you get away from that?
I look at it like this: what can they do without you? Can somebody swim or can they sink without you? I don't want nobody that's gonna sink without me. Solely because if you're gonna sink, that means with my big heart, I gotta save you every time. So it's like I look at people like this. Like I know if you can survive without me, I can depend on you when I need it because you already independent by yourself. It's more of a sense of just understanding that I would rather have less weight on me because I want to get to this place and I know the place is all the way at the top. It's not like somewhere I could just go instantly. And the more weight I have, the slower the journey gonna be. I don't want a slow journey. I'm already 24. Like my life is just already speeding up as it is, and we going through so much in the society, and especially with how mental health is now too. It's like you don't have that time to just keep going slow and carrying somebody with you. So I look at it like this: like certain people that always need me, and if I need them one time and they can't be there for me, you're not riding with me. And I take that very seriously because I don't ask for nothing. I don't ask nobody for nothing. So if I ask you, it's because I truly need it. Even if it's a conversation. If I can't get you on the phone just to talk and you can't hear me, but you need me every day, every week, ain't no way. So I just look at it like if you can survive on your own without me, then we good. And it's like another thing too, like we talked about on my podcast, like, I speak to people about mental health and about a lot of things. If you take my advice and you put it in your day-to-day life, I respect you. You can be around me. But if I tell you something and you rebel against it, I'm not doing it no more. I'm tired of that. You feel me? So it's more like, can you learn, can you teach, and can you understand? If you can't do those three, you don't need to be around me. Whether it's the longest friendship, relationship, anything. I don't even care if it's family. If you can't teach, understand, or learn, you don't need to be around me.
Do they have to have all three, or they need to have at least one of those traits and able to stay in the corner of truth?
At least one, because if you have one, you can learn the other two. So right. I don't expect nobody to be perfect because I'm not perfect. Some days I can give 110, some days I give you 20. But that day when I have 20, if you can understand that I have 20, you'll go out and do something on your own. If I have 20 and you understand that I have 20, you can go out and teach me something in order for me to get back to 120. So that's how it works out for me. We got to be able to balance each other out because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not saving nobody from sinking every single time. I'm going to let you fall on your face because that's going to be the best way you learn. I fell on my face for 24 years, and nobody knew until now. We're in 2025. I didn't open up about this until March. So I fell on my face all those times. Ain't nobody come and save me. So I'm tired of saving people.
I feel like that's something that we both preach as far as, like, our platforms and what we do because I feel like, especially, like, when I drive down the streets or I do my 2 miles, I see a lot of, like, young men around our age or a little bit older, they just lost in the sauce and they're not figuring out. They keep continuously falling on their face to where it's like they can't grow in a sense. And it's like these conversations need to be had as well because I feel like people think there's a superhero out there that's coming to save the day, and that's something that you touched on as well. I think that was a good topic that you were saying. You was like, every movie this ain't a movie. Ain't no superhero coming to save the world and make the world better. We got to be those superheroes to change what we initially what we wanted to do. And I think that's something you do very well because I think for me and you off camera, it's basically like Trey having a good week, I'm having a bad week. How can we build off that? Okay, hey bro, you got to tighten up, or hey bro, get back in that mode, or it's you just leading by example. Like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is the weekly goal. This is what my analytics is like. I think you should follow this, insight. Because a lot of people don't understand when you have people around you that's doing what they need to do and focus, it makes you get back in that mode even in your darkest times. Because I think, like I said, it just these last 3 months been kind of like great for me. Because it's like at one point when I was doing what I was doing, I didn't have nobody in the race with me. It was just me trying to navigate and kind of do what I need to do. And then you and Eric came around and was like, oh, these two guys I can, run the table with in a sense because I know they both gonna put in the work. I ain't gotta really tell them too much because I know they already know what they doing and they hungry. So I think if you have that hunger mentality, I think it'll work. What's something you think you need to work on as yourself, like something you need to do?
I think my biggest thing is, and I tell a lot of people this, learning not to put so much on myself. So with me, I don't know how to say no to obligations and tasks. So like for instance, like I'll be editing, and then while I'm editing, I want to go look at some clips. Then if I'm looking at clips, all right, I want to go make a post. I'm trying to do 1,000 things at once. And like I say all the time, I'm not a superhero, but sometimes I be looking at myself like I can do everything at once, and I truly can't. So like it's certain things where I look at myself and I be like, man, I can do this shit. This shit is easy in my mind, but it's like in my heart, I just know like I ain't got it right now. And it's like, that's why I said it in my last episode, like these two are connected together. When you at war with these two, it sends you in a whole different place, and you start to question yourself. You start to lose confidence. So like that's something that I'm actually trying to work on. It be certain days, bro, like certain episodes I record, and I'd be like, bro, like this ain't the one. Like I lose confidence because my mind is telling me like, damn, bro, I don't think this one gonna get to where I need to be. But in my heart, I know I poured out. So when these two are at war, it'll send you in a place where you don't want to be.
Okay, because yesterday I had a pod, and the lady said the same thing, and I me personally, I don't know if I agree, because it's like your heart could be in one place and your mind could be in another place, but it also can work together if you know like what you're doing in a sense.
For sure.
But I don't know how y'all be going at war with y'allself in a sense. Like I need more clarity on that.
So for instance, like with me, the best way I can explain it is, for instance, say if you're in a toxic, like say if it's like a toxic situation going on, like even with family, or relationship, or anything like that, you may love that person, but that's not mentally correct. If that person isn't for you, you can have love for them. You know, a lot of people, even today, like with our age, they stay with the toxic shit because they love that person and they don't know how to move past it because their heart is so in tune with them. They don't know that it's a billion other people in the world. But mentally, that's not the right thing to do. So their heart is at war with here. They know the right thing to do is remove themselves, but they can't get over it because of how big their heart is and how much love they got for them. So now these two are at war with each other. If this is winning more than this, you lose every time because now you put your emotion in every decision that you make, and that one decision that you make can change your whole life. That's how we get a lot of situations where, like, for instance, these couples killing each other because they love them so much, they don't even think about what could happen. That's why a lot of these people do suicide. They end up shooting their spouse, killing them because they hear instead of hear. Like, bro, it's deep. You got to really think about it because, like you said, it's right. They can work together, but when they at war with each other, you lose. I've never seen nobody win the emotional game without thinking logically. You can't. It's no way in hell. Like and if you is doing it, if you out there doing it, kudos to you. But I advise that you change that because it's just not mentally right. Like I can love somebody, bro. Like that's like, for instance, like saying no. I love people so much, it's hard for me to say no. I know mentally I may not have it right now. But if I let my heart win, I give it to them knowing that I don't have it. And now I just lost because now I'm in a financial hole. Now I can't provide for myself. But I know it was mentally right to say no. But I didn't listen to this because I'm at war with this. You got to think about it like that. It's deep, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, that shit is dangerous, bro. And that's why I was going through my depression so long because here is like I'm heartbroken, but mentally I know I need to fix myself. But my heartbreak is way bigger than my mindset right now. So I'm like, I look in the mirror, I be like, man, this ain't it. And I know it's not it, but like my heart broken, I'm just like, man, I'll get to it later. It's not important right now.
Definitely. So how are you able to push back? Because, you know, like you said, you touch on mental health, and I'm going to get into that aspect of, you know, the mind and stuff like that because I was talking to LTF. I don't know if you watched the episode yet or not, but we was talking about high-functioning males. Do you think, you know, in your space now where you at, where's your mental, and do you think you're a high-functioning male? Because Cam Newton sat down with this lady. She's like a doctor. She works with couples, and she was talking about high-functioning males and low-functioning males, high-functioning females, low-functioning females. So in your case, how do you feel? Are you high-functioning, low-functioning? What's in your case? What do you think?
I don't consider myself high function because I know I got a lot of work to do. Like for instance, like I just opened up about all this stuff and I became real myself in January. So for me to get on here and say that I'm a high functioning male, that'd be a lie. And that's something that I'm doing better with myself, not lying to myself. Like I can get on here and be like, yeah, I already talked about it. I'm a high functioning male, but realistically, no, I got a lot of work I got to do. I'm getting to the point where I could be a high functioning male, but I have so much things that I have to change in my life because I'm 24 years behind. So I know the ideal and how it looks to be a high functioning man, but I'm not one because I have a lot of work to do. And a lot of men won't say that. A lot of men won't be honest with when they're down low and they basically on the ground level. They won't do that. They'll lie just to keep their image, but I have no reason to lie. My whole platform is to prevent people from making the mistakes that I made.
Okay.
So it's like I can't even get on here and just be like, yeah, I'm a high functioning male. I want everybody to be like how I am. No, I still make mistakes day to day. Like I fuck up. So I'm not considering myself a high functioning male because I still have a lot to do. I consider myself in between because I know I'm not low. I'm far from it, but I know I'm not my highest either. I still got a lot of work to do.
Definitely. What do you think those steps are going to be to take to make you more high functioning? Because, I don't think the difference between low and high function, I don't think there's that much far between.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's, a silver lining when it comes to doing what we do and, growing, because I think as we grow as males, we get closer to the high function. We just got to get more discipline, limit those mistakes, stuff like that. So what you think?
I think it's just being real with yourself because I feel like as long as you're realistic and you're authentic, the discipline and accountability will guide you to the top. Because in order to be to the top, you have to be disciplined. You have to learn how to take accountability. If you're not real with yourself, you're going to avoid that whole process. So with me, I'm just being more real with myself every day. Can I do this? Is this something that's for me? Is this something that is even in my journey of my life? Because it's a lot of things. Like, for instance, I was talking to my financial advisor, and I talked to you on the phone about this. A lot of people, like, I work a 9 to 5, so a lot of people want to have 10 to 100,000 in their account when they work in a regular 9 to 5. That was like my idea. I thought, like, I'm 24. I'm thinking like I'm supposed to have like 10,000, 20,000 in my bank account right now. I just graduated 2 years ago, so I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to have 10,000. And my financial advisor said that's not realistic. You just graduated. When did you have time to save 10,000? When did you have time to save 20,000? Where is that money coming from? You was working a 9 to 5. While in school, so you working barely 40 hours,
and you going to a private school,
going to a private institution, and I'm paying. I was paying out of pocket, and I'm paying rent on my own. I'm paying my own car note. Everything is by myself while going through a mental phase. So how did you have time to make this amount? So it's just about being realistic. Like I look at myself now. Like back then, I used to be like, all right, I used to be a promoter. Like I got to keep myself a certain way. Now it's just like I'm a regular man. Like I'm a grown ass adult. Nobody give a fuck about the promoter version of me. Who are you today, and who are you going to be going forward? That's what's important. So it's just about being realistic, bro. Like, a lot of men are scared to do that because they want to keep up an image. They want to live in the facade, and they chase out the women, and they want to chase out the success, but they don't know how to be real with themselves in order to be successful. A lot of people can fake their success and benefit off it, but a lot of people can't. So it's like, what you going to do?
And why do you think it's like that? Why do you think us males? Because I always say that too. Because us growing up, because it was funny. After the pod I did yesterday, the lady was like, males gossip more than females nowadays. Mm-hmm. And males talk about, having those conversations about how many females they've been involved with, mm-hmm. How many girls they can get, stuff like that. So what's your take on, like, people talking like that or males talking like that?
I feel like, as me being one of the people that used to engage and stuff like that, I feel like it's more like an ego thing. Ego, pride, and it's a confidence booster. So, like, for instance, if I was to say, oh, I had sex with a number of girls that's probably double digits or triple, that gives you a confidence because you feel like you are more dominant than the next person, or you're able to achieve more than the next person. And it's like, that's how men lift themselves up. Like, I had to remove myself from that because at the end of the day, when you go out on your deathbed, nobody gonna be like, oh yeah, he did this. He had sex with this many people. That's not gonna be your legacy because at the end of the day, once you gone, they don't know who the fuck them people is. You probably don't even give a fuck of who them people is. So I think we use little bullshit to give us a confidence boost, and everybody has to have confidence boost because as men, we already don't have outlets like that as it is. So we have to use things that boost us up instead of using success in the process of being successful.
Hold on. I know you're enjoying the video, but I got one quick message for you. Struggling to find balance, struggling with mental health, struggling with your path. I got the perfect guide for you. My ebook down in the link below. Click the link and get your copy today.
We use like little shit like women, um, materialistic
car,
shit. Like we use little shit to boost us up because that's what everybody likes to see instead of what we actually like to see. Like I'm gonna be a buck. Like I was thinking this other day. I said a lot of niggas like playing their game, but a lot of niggas won't post on their story that they got 30 kills in the game because a lot of people ain't going to see that. Girls ain't going to see that. But they like, damn, like they'll call their home like, damn, bro, I just got 30 kills. But you won't go post that on social media because you know if a female see them like, this nigga lame. Or like this.
All he
like,
do is play the game.
Yeah, all you do is play the game. So instead of posting stuff that you actually like and that you would tell your boys about, you will concede it and hold it because you know how society will look at you. But if they win a $300 parlay, $300 it's a lot, but it's not that much. They'll post it because they'll be like, oh yeah, the hoes gonna like this too. They're gonna be like, yeah, I'm getting money. They're gonna be like, yeah, they gonna want to tap in for lots. But that's how people get their confidence boost because they look at what society likes to see instead of what they actually like to see. So that's
I think for me, you know, coming into who I am and just enjoying my life, me doing what I do, because a lot of people say I'm weird, essentially. But I'm okay with that because they see me going out, they see me jumping around at these festivals. They like look at me crazy for the stuff that I be posting. Like I'm gonna get a lot of flack for what I'm about to post later on today, but I don't care because I'm just enjoying my life and I like what I like essentially.
Yeah.
Like since I started, everybody knows, hey, Nate is this way, he ain't gonna change.
how it's supposed to be.
So it's like, I think just like you said with the ego boost, because I used to try, like we always talk about, when I sat down with you, I used to try to dim my light, or I used to try to fit in a room that I ain't need to fit in, because I had my own room. I ain't need to go in a room with 10, 20, 30 people that's doing the same thing. And it just, I had to learn that, because it was like, damn, I'm actually cooler than the niggas that's in that room for real. And I was like, damn, all right, bet. Let me go back. Let me do what I need to do. And that helped me grow a lot because it was like, people actually was like, damn, I like what you like.
It separates you from everybody else.
Yeah, or damn, like, what made you get into that? And then it just boosted the confidence to who I am today. It's like, I'm comfortable in my own skin because I think a lot of people aren't comfortable in their own skin because they could see Trey. They could be like I always used to tell you, like, you was one of the best dressed, had the latest shoes on. Everybody's like, oh, Trey got it going on. Trey got dreads. I want dreads like Trey shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like everybody looked at what you got and they wanted to be like you, or, you know, to the biggest superstars in the world. So it's just like, how do we grow from that, or how do we learn? And it's just like every day is just coming forward and just learning. So moving forward, like, what do you see yourself in the next 6 months? Because we in the middle, fourth quarter-ish, esque. So what do you see yourself growth-wise and also, like, the podcast and the platform?
I feel like I see myself in 6 months. 6 months we'll be in that'd be January. So that'd be next year. Podcast-wise, I see myself hopefully being monetized, being able to truly have a community, consistent engagement. Like, I really, like, I'm not even focused on the money right now because I know that shit gonna take time. I know a lot of people ain't get paid until like 5-10 years later.
For me.
Yeah, so like it takes time. So I'm not looking at the money. I don't even care about, you know, getting the benefits because I'm already in my career field. I'm already where I want to be at in life. So the podcast is extra. This is just a side. Now, if it takes over my career, so be it. But just being on a consistent base with a podcast growing tremendously. But my biggest thing in 6 months, I just want to be mentally 110%. I want to be able to be somebody, be a true pillar, not just because of what I did do, but who I am today. I think that's the biggest thing I'm looking for. I want to impact not only people my age, but younger and older. So just in 6 months, just being a better man, like overall, like a true man, like a man that has character, a man that has integrity, a man that people not only, like I said, look up to, but can rely on. Because right now I'm about 50% of that, but I feel like I can do way much more than what I'm doing right now. It's just I had to go through that process and that phase in order to get to who I need to be.
I think, you know, us being who we are and, you know, our families counting on us, I think we already to that level. I think we don't give ourselves enough credit when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you doing what you're doing, we already had to grow up so fast.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everybody who has a platform, they had so much pain that now that you have the outlet to speak your truth, it helps that. So I feel like, especially in your situation, and people really tap in and really do their research on you and all the episodes you dropped, they can understand that you already you higher than 50%, in my opinion, just how I see it.
Appreciate it.
So it's like, I don't know why, like, us as, you know, podcasters, we don't give ourselves enough credit in that aspect of like, okay, hey, this is what I want to do, or this is who I am. Because I was in a class with my mentor, and he was like, sometimes we got to remind people who we are. So it's like, when stuff go left, Trey is the first person people call. Trey is the first person who they looking for answers. So I feel like instead of 50%, we should that bar should be higher, because you always got to come up with the answers quick. Like you always got to make the decisions quick. You are the people and the pillar people look up to. We just don't see ourselves, because there's certain things that we don't have that's like, okay, if I had this little thing, it'll change the game for me.
Facts.
So I think that's where it's at. But 50%, I think you should go a little bit higher with that. But you know, I'm gonna leave where it is.
Like I told you, it's just more of a realistic standpoint. And like, for instance, my episode that's coming up on Wednesday, it's about what you just said. It's about understanding that you can't be people's everything. Like, I know for a fact I'm a few people's everything. I'm their fixer. I'm the funny person that has to light the room for them. I'm the person that has to be the problem solver. I have to be the listener for a lot of people. And my episode is basically saying that that's not how you should live your life, because even I go into the fact that in our childhood, that's when the shit started. That's when we started getting labeled, because as kids, we'd be like, oh yeah, like he the funny one, like he always make everybody laugh. So now from your childhood going all the way up to your adulthood, you just know you the one that make everybody laugh. So when somebody's going through something, you gonna make them laugh and make them feel better. But now that's adding on more problems to yourself, because now as soon as they feel some type of way, they down, they gonna come to you and be like, hey, like, damn, I'm feeling down. Like, I just want to feel better. Like, let's go do something. Whole time you may be going through something. You going through a storm and nobody know about it. You quiet, but now you have to put on, in a sense, a facade to make somebody else happy. Now you putting yourself last. And all this is coming up from us being labeled as the fixers, the problem solvers, and being everything to somebody. And like, that's something that I'm getting tired of. So like you said, like, I should give myself more than 50, but I'm still people's everything. So I have to learn how to decipher that first before I can consider myself anything near 100.
So let me put it to you like this. Let me put you in a scenario. Isn't that kind of like, you know, because I'm not the most spiritual person in the world, I'm going to say that, but I'm in touch with a higher power. And I think, for instance, is that something that God called us to be? Because, or is that a superpower? Because I always call it a superpower that he gave us to be that person somebody can lean on. Because he made us strong enough to handle what we need to handle, but also strong enough to pull people up and be like, hey, you got this, you can go. And we can also deal with our own problems, because sometimes it's just embedded in us. Yeah. And that's just the cards we were dealt, in a sense, because it's like, all right, I'm here. This is what I got to do. This is what I got to be. And for instance, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to get a little personal. I just had a death in the family, you know. And it's just like, everybody's like, how you being so strong, or how you able to handle everything you need to handle? I just feel like that's what God called me to be, because I've always been that one who never did anything crazy, who always stayed focused. So it's like, I can handle my problems. I got, you know, my people that I can go to that can handle those problems with me, or I found outlets and ways to do what I need to do. So, and I'm asking your opinion, is like, is that something you think God called us to be, in a sense?
Sure. Yeah.
To do what we need to do? Because we are the people that are potentially, like, you know what they say, God gave his toughest battle to his strongest warriors. So I feel like us as those people, we just have to take on those things. Even though it ain't right, I think we just have to take those things and just take it with a grain of salt. And like you said, navigate. So what you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I seen I seen a video the other day. I was just talking to somebody about it. I can't recite it word from word. If I look at the video later, I'll probably send it to you. So, but this pastor was basically saying that basically people that are blessed to be there for other people, you have to continue to be there for other people even through your storms. Like, that is your blessing to be there for other people. And I agree. But what I'm getting at is I can't be everything for some people that I'm nothing to them. Like, you can't give me anything, but I'm your everything. That is not a blessing. That is a lesson to me. Honestly, like, God is putting you in a position where either you have to make the decision to continue being something to somebody when you're nothing to them, or you can remove yourself and allow room for somebody else in who potentially can balance out. You may have to do more for that person, but they're going to be able to help you at least 10 or 5%. I'm talking about the people that probably call me probably 5 times out the week, but if I call them once, they don't pick up. If I need them to do something for me, they don't pick up. If I need them to support me, they won't. But they need me to do everything else for them. That's what I'm getting at. Because I know I can't be up here and talk about what I talk about and not be willing to help people. Like, right. That's what I'm blessed with. So, but my thing is learning how to decipher it from the people that absolutely won't give you anything. Like, for instance, like the people that subscribe me that I don't know. I know I'm giving them gems. What they're giving me back? A view, a subscribe. That's free. But most people that'll call me 5-6 times a week won't do any of that. But that's free. I'm not asking you to do it. You can do it on your own. You can do it for somebody else that you like. Your favorite artist, your favorite celebrity. You do it for them. But the person that's actually feeding into you, you won't do it. That's what I'm getting at to decipher. I know my life, I'm blessed to be able to talk to people and put them in a position where they actually have to make a different decision what they were already making. I know that's my blessing, and I have no issue with that. I've been doing it for 24 years, and I never stopped. So I'm getting at the point where it's just like you give 110, somebody give you -10 every single fucking time.
So let's piggyback a little bit. I basically want to say this because some people just don't have it to give.
Yeah.
Some people just, like you said, they just down. Mm-hmm. It's just like, say for instance, let me put you in a scenario. I don't know if you watched the movie Straws.
Mm-hmm,
so it's like, in that instance, you got somebody like that you're dealing with who don't got nothing. They just keep falling on their face. How do you like just let them go? Because a person like me with a big heart, I got to keep feeding into them until they give something, or until it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I've done everything I can. Mm-hmm. That's all I got. So how do you, separate yourself from that? Because sometimes it be hard because you feel bad for them in a sense. Mm-hmm. So it's like, how do you feed into that for real?
Just think about something. I ask you this: what did she do consistently throughout the episode? Or I won't say throughout because it was I mean, not episode, but it was a short movie and it wasn't that many scenes. But what did she do consistently? Just think, like, if you don't got no answer, you can say you don't know.
No, I think because I watched the movie twice. Mm-hmm. What she consistently did, I could be wrong. Cause I don't know what you're thinking in your head.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think she just kept making like the same a mistake in every instance she went in, and she didn't set herself up for success in a sense.
Well, my response to that is, she kept going. She went to work. She went to the school. Mind you, she's going through a mental phase. All this isn't real, but she continued to go. She got in a car accident, continued to went to work. Then she went to sacrifice her job to go take care of her child. While she's about to get evicted, while she knows she may get fired from her job, she still continued to go and take care of the things that she loves, that she knows that she has to handle. Regardless of the mistakes that she made, she continued to go. And that's what led her to reaching the edge. Because she said, I'm continuing to go. All I want is my check. All I want is to get something, that way I can take care of my responsibilities and handle what I got to handle back in. She didn't stop, not one time, until it's just the mental game won. That's the type of person that I will fully endorse and continue to support. You continue to go. Because what she could have did was, I'm finna get evicted. Fuck this shit. I'm just not gonna go to work. Whatever happens, I'll figure it out. She could have stopped. She could have been like, all right, fuck my daughter's health. She could have been, forget about everything and worried about herself, probably did drugs, anything. She could have been like the homeless dude that was outside in the chair asking for money. Even when she didn't have the money, she gave it to him. And then she went to go clock in and take her daughter to school. She continued to go knowing that she had nothing to give. So that's the type of people I can fully endorse. The people, most people in this society, forget the movie, in this society, they would have stopped. Most of the people, I guarantee you, if they know they're finna get evicted, their job not paying them, and their daughter sick, they would have stopped. Or they would have went out and reached out for help instead of going to handle their own business. She didn't reach out to nobody for help, and she even said it herself. But if you look at it too, another thing that I movie about, that I liked was the lady was willing to take care of her in the end because she seen how much that meant to her. That's how you get people help. She actually, can you take care of my daughter? She knew she was about to go to jail. The lady effortlessly said yes, knowing she had a whole separate family, everything. She just went through a robbery with this, not even a robbery, but a situation with this lady, and she still was willing to take care of her child. That's the people that you have to fully endorse. She didn't beg that lady to do that. She asked and the lady said yes, effortlessly. Like, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. But most people would have stopped. Most people would have crashed out. That lady ain't crash out, bro. The mental game just won.
Definitely. I feel that. And I think that goes back to what we were saying about the heart and the mind connecting. Mm-hmm. And it just trying to figure it out. So I want to touch on a little bit about something else as well. I don't know if you can really touch on it as much as you should, but 2 years ago you was just getting into your career. Mm-hmm. How's that been going? What is something about your career that helps you with your podcast and stuff like that?
With my career, I'm CSI crime scene investigator. I can go into certain details, not a lot, but like with my career, right now I'm the only CSI at my agency. So like I'm dependable on myself. I have a supervisor, but everything I do is my decision. Whenever it comes to me being on scenes and responding to certain things, I'm acting in a split decision. Is this going to be valuable? Is this going to be reliable? Is this something that I need to do? It's on me. So relying that to my podcast, it makes me make instant decisions that could either benefit me or it could set me back. Because now I'm by myself. I don't have nobody be like, hey, what you think about this? Hey, what you think about this? Should I do this? Should I do this? No, like, this is you in the moment. What are you going to do? So in a sense, it gave me more of a confidence and me just trusting myself. Because in my job, you have to have the utmost integrity. And that's with yourself and the position that you're fulfilling. So it leads me to go into a point in my life where when I get on this podcast, whatever I'm saying, I have to have the utmost integrity. I can't put on no facade. I can't act a certain way. I can't discriminate. I can't do anything. I have to be Trey in everything that I do. So it just gave me, I would say, integrity, a confidence boost, and then also just confidence. Like, that's just how I relate to my job back to it.
Definitely. I feel like you chose a different path, especially like where you came from and stuff like that. And, you know, if everybody goes back and watches two different people that's sitting next to me, and even for myself, even for that, you know, moment, so many things was happening that day. And after we sat down, it was just like a breath of fresh air because, like you said, you chose something that a lot of people are frowned upon and didn't understand at that point. Now they probably do, or they probably still don't. So it's like, now do you feel like there's any pressure or any, you know, things, you know, because society, no matter how you want to flip it or how you want to put it together, there's always pressure when it comes to making a decision and doing what we do. So is there any pressure, any, like, you know, things that you look back on from your old self that you kind of like think about?
No, not necessarily, because it's not my responsibility to make everybody understand. My decisions that I made were mine. It's nobody's job to be able to be like, I don't think you made the right decision, or I think that was a good decision. If you understand it, you understand it. If you don't, you don't. It's not my job to go back 10 years and explain to you why I made this decision. You can look at me now, see how I changed. You can accept it, or you can either use it against me. It's not my job. So going forward or making decisions now, it's a little bit of pressure because it's a lot on the line. I'm an adult now. A lot of things could alter your life in multiple ways that you don't even imagine. Just by saying a certain word can change your life. So it's pressure now, but back then, it's like even if I had to go back and explain something to somebody, it's like, I'm going to explain to you. If you don't understand it, then so be it. I don't put myself in particular holes or situations where I have to be uncomfortable and like over-explain myself, or put myself in a position where it's just too much pressure to do anything or say anything.
Definitely. So I want to touch on a little bit. I want to get in your personal life a little bit and see, like, because, you know, when people see you, they look at this person, they see, you're open now, stuff like that, and you take care of yourself. You hold yourself to a certain standard. So when is Trey gonna involve intimacy into your life, or how are you gonna bring that into your life? Because like you said, you're getting to that stage because I feel like you're in a prime time right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, is there ever gonna be a point where you're gonna allow somebody in, and what steps is that gonna take for you? Because you're learning how to be by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Just like me, I'm learning how to be by myself. There's certain steps I want to take before I make a decision to add a piece to that pie. Mm-hmm. So what steps do you need to take as far as like, because we all been through dealing with different girls, taking girls on dates, doing all this extra stuff. Mm-hmm. But what is it going to take to have somebody come into your space essentially and, be a part of something that you're building? Because, a lot of people don't have nothing to offer when they come into a space to add together. But you have a lot that you offer, and you do a lot of things for yourself. So what is it going to take for somebody to come into your life and, bring that extra to what you got going on?
I feel like with me, as far as what intimacy is, just like I feel like the only way that I truly lock in is if somebody can understand me without even me having to speak. I feel like a lot of people can like you for who you are and what you have, but if you don't truly understand every decision I make or every choice that I make, I feel like you don't get me. Because I want somebody that doesn't have to question me. I want somebody that doesn't have to look at me like a certain way when I do something. Like it's either you're bored with it or like you understand why I did it and you can disagree. But certain people, like if I make a decision, they're like, why the hell you did that? Like that's dumb. Without actually looking into it. Because everything I do has a deeper meaning. Everything I do is not surface level. I make some rational decisions and it could be good or bad, but I live with the consequences. I don't want somebody to be like, try to stop me from being who I am. So, and another thing too, like you said, learn how to be alone. Like I learned how to be alone. Like I don't be looking at my phone. My phone be dying most of the time now. But like back then, I always wanted to keep somebody around me, whether it be the same person, different person. It didn't matter to me as long as somebody was there. But now since I got into that space where I'm alone, it's dangerous and it's scary because now I feel like I don't need nobody. Like I feel like I already didn't have nobody to talk to. Now it's like intimate wise, I really don't need nobody. But that's not a good mindset to have. So I feel like I'm just being patient. You know what I mean? My whole life I went searching and not letting something come to me. So now I'm just letting God bless me with somebody, and then I know from that moment, therefore, like I'm very intentional. So like I know instantly if somebody for me or not, just by the way they speak, by the way they carry themselves. Like I know, and that's the gift that God blessed me with. I'm very intentional. I can see things for what it is.
We got an episode coming up soon. With my boy Eric soon. Here. But I want to touch on something, cause if y'all know Trey like I know him, he's a big Eagles fan. So your team just won the Super Bowl last season.
For sure.
And that's something that you and Eric got in common. He loves the Eagles.
Oh, for sure.
So how do you feel that? Because I was pissed off. I ain't going to lie. Because I love Kansas.
You got on the Ops jersey, right? Ops gear right now.
Nah, I just put it on. It was a quick look. I don't really care for the team. Everybody knows Seattle, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes and Seattle is my two teams. So how do you feel that now that your team is back in the glory days? Because I feel like we didn't touch on that in the last part. But now that this is like prime time, like, they won. Y'all finally beat Patrick Mahomes. How did you feel like watching that dominant performance?
I feel like just like any other fan where like I feel like I was there. Like I feel like it's more like with the Eagles, like we don't get the respect we get just because of like how much of a shit talker we is or how much drama we bring to the table, or like how in certain situations people say we win by fluke situations. I mean, to me, I don't care. A win is a win. Like you can't, when somebody win a championship, you can't take it back from them because something happened. So we were there in 2017. Here we are now, 2025. So I mean, like it's great. It's a great feeling. Like just on the way here, I seen somebody with the Eagles little bumper, and I had blew the horn on them. Like it's just like I like seeing stuff like that. So like it's good. You feel me? And I'll always go to the Eagles game when they come to Tampa, but I'm trying to go to the Lincoln Field sometime this year, hopefully. So we'll see.
I think you living in Tampa, they got that little beef rivalry, and it be coming sometimes because if people follow you, they see that you always going to the games.
Yeah.
And when y'all lose, you don't take it too well.
Oh, nah. Hell nah.
You don't take it too well.
Hell
So,
nah.
like, what do you think now? Switching gears. What do you think now the Eagles need to do to kind of like, stay at that top level? Because y'all got all the pieces. Y'all got one of my favorite receivers in Devontae Smith. So it's like, what do you think they need to do to stay at that top level and technically, like, create that dynasty effect?
Like Jalen Hurts said, keep the main thing. I feel like, every championship team, they got to make changes because there ain't enough money to keep everybody. But just keeping the main thing, keeping the same coach staff, minimizing like the amount of players that you can keep or leave, and trying to keep the main thing because it's important. Like I feel like a lot of people get ego boosts. Like for instance, like Smith could have been like, I just want a ring. Like I'm a star receiver. I can go play wide receiver 1 anywhere, and he can. Like he's that guy. But
Sure.
He got a teammate, AJ Brown, who's also that guy. Like, are you gonna be ego boosted and leave and try to prove that you can do it yourself, or are you gonna stay home and keep the main thing, and try to win another one? So it's just like being able to keep everybody grounded because we had a lot of players that left. And it happens. Like, I'm understand, but, like, they'd rather chase a bag than actual success. Now they're going to get paid and lose, and they could potentially tarnish their career.
Definitely.
But I think the Eagles just should keep everybody while they can. Like, we got Saquon, we got Hurts, we got Brown, we got Smith, we got Cooper, we got a whole bunch of people. And especially young people, too. So it's like keeping those people in order and keeping them grounded and keeping them happy, that should be the main thing that we should focus on because that's how we win.
Definitely.
That's how we won with Nick Foles. Kept everybody happy. Everybody was playing well. We beat Tom Brady. And now we just beat Patrick Mahomes, 2 of the greatest quarterbacks in the world or in history. Beat both of them. So how can you hate us?
For sure. So I want to piggyback a little bit what you said because I want to talk about this. This is something that I'm kind of passionate about and something I want to touch on because, growing up as a kid in the inner cities and stuff like that, sports always been a part of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And, I want to get your opinion about, how can we, show kids that it's more to life than just sports. They can go to school and make something of themselves or they can become a content creator or stuff like that. What's your opinion on that and how could we, like, use football as a tool or use basketball as a tool to, like, grow and be successful?
I think you got to take away the sport from it, actually, if you want to make them understand what true success is. I feel like I learned best through failures. So just showing them people who had it all, like, for instance, like I told you about Inky Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was – like, you can watch him, bro. Like, it's very impactful if you just sit and watch him. Like, he was on his way to the NFL. And his whole – I can't remember – I think it's his whole right side of – his right arm got paralyzed. His career was over with. He had a baby on the way. He was living with his parents. He got a girlfriend they got to take care of. And he was already going through adversity. Like, he was living with a bunch of siblings, like, in a small house. So just seeing somebody like that still make that impactful change. And he didn't even think that he would become a motivational speaker. Like, that wasn't something that he thought about, but it happened. So just being able to show people like that to the kids and understand that football cannot just be your everything because you never know what can change. An injury can change your career. A certain statement can change your career. Look at Henry Ruggs. Got drunk, driving, killed somebody. Changed his whole career. One mistake, one decision can change your whole career. So, like, showing them the people that made mistakes, show them that. That way they avoid the mistakes and then they understand that something so small can change my whole life and just this. So if you show them that, it'll keep them focused, but it'll also keep them understand, like, I need a backup plan. And it'll make them take life more seriously. But I don't think you should, like, show them people that's already successful because all they're going to do, if you show them a football player, like, if you show them Patrick Mahomes, they'll be like, I want to be like Patrick Mahomes. Fuck, Patrick Mahomes ain't got no backup option right now. He paid.
For sure.
Like, he paid. Like, if Patrick Mahomes was to stop playing football right now, he is paid for the rest of his life. Like, he's good. You can't show them that. They're going to be like, I want to be just like him. He don't got to worry about nothing.
At all.
Like, you don't see Patrick Mahomes talking about no damn business or nothing like that. Like, he win Super Bowls. You didn't see Tom Brady talking about no business when he was winning. Win Super Bowls. He didn't start talking about that shit till his career was over with. But I'm
he was
pretty
already
sure
paid.
that my point exactly. So you can't show them people that's already successful because they just gonna want to be just like them.
Definitely. So this is a question you asked me. I want to flip it on you before we get out of here. Give me 3 truths that you want to give out to the people, and then to close it out, I want you to give some gems to the people, and then tell people where to find you and all that stuff.
3 truths. Let's see. Man, I live by so many codes, so it's like, damn, which ones I want to pick. I feel like the first one can be yourself. Matter of fact, scratch that. I feel like the first truth is your true self is who you are through adversity. Your character, your name, everything is determined who you are through adversity. Who are you when it's dark? Who are you when you're winning? Who are you when you're losing? Who are you when no one's there, when no one's looking? That's your true character. Don't give yourself the bullshit person when everybody's clapping for you and you think that's who you are at the highest. No, that's not who you are. That's who you are at the moment. Second truth, stop caring about people's opinions. Also, stop allowing people's opinion to determine how your life is going to go, and stop allowing their opinions to dictate how you move going forward. Because when I first started the podcast, I thought I'd get 10 views. And I thought with me getting 10 views, I thought like that'd be it. Like I'll just try to get better each episode. But first episode did, I think it's at like 150 now. Second one did, I think it's at 70 or 80. Like you're going to have ups and downs. Don't let that deteriorate or determine who you're going to be. Third truth, I think I just might as well use the truth because it's in my name, Trail Truths. Just be yourself. Be truthful to yourself. Be who you are. Like you were saying, like you jump around at concerts and stuff like that. Like
love it.
A lot of people don't know this about me. But like if you ride in the car with me, I only listen to old school music. Like a lot of people don't like that shit. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I'm old here, in here. Sometimes I be feeling like I be hurting walking up the motherfucking stairs. Like that's just how I am. And I don't give a fuck who care or comment about it. I do what I do. So just be yourself in all moments and just stay true to yourself. But some gems, one that's been on my heart heavy that I feel like a lot of people have to focus on is allowing yourself to have grace for yourself in the decisions that you make. I feel like a lot of people don't give themselves grace. They beat the shit out of themselves. They treat themselves like a punching bag that can be bought again, but it's not possible. Like, you only got one life. If God decides to bless you again and give you another chance at life, then so be it. But you only got one life. However you beat yourself up, think of your mindset like your body. If you let somebody beat the shit out of you and keep punching you and keep cutting you, how your body gonna look on the outside? Nobody want to touch you. So treat your mental as if it's shown on the outside. Right. So just giving yourself grace, give yourself some time, give yourself some leeway, and understand that you're not perfect. Like I always say, you're not a hero. You don't have a cape. Even if you do, nobody's gonna say you're a hero. That's just a realistic approach, and just take care of yourself, take care of your body, your mental health, your financial, your emotions, and everything like that. You can find me on all platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Trail Truths Podcast, TRAY of Truths with an S. Instagram, Trail Truths. Instagram, One Real Trey. Twitter, One Real Trey. Facebook, Trey Patrick. Facebook, Trail Truths. Everywhere. Website, trailtruths.com. Trail Truths everywhere. So,
tap in.
Yeah, tap in, man. Tap in. A lot of shit on the way.
I think, for the people that know and the people that, watch my Instagram, they know I'm always posting this guy. So y'all gonna see him for sure. One thing I want to say, this guy already showed a lot of versatility in his platforms. He had me on there. He had a group of girls on there. He's just doing so many different great things for his community and where he's from. So I just want to give him big ups. I think, I'm going to say a bold statement on here because, I love to stir the pot a little bit. This is somebody I think going to make my first million with for real. Saying that, I'm speaking that to existence. So shout out to him for coming through. We on the road to 2 million views, road to 5,000 subscribers. We out. Peace.